No matter what industry you're in, if you have a dream, a goal, and a vision in your head of what you want to accomplish, then all you have to do is set your mind on this and take action to make it happen. After watching others online live their dreams, I decided to make mine happen, and here's 6 tips how. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Pamela, and today we're going to be talking all about how to build a 6-figure business from social media. If you guys didn't know, I've been a content creator for the past 4 years now, and it has honestly been a dream. For the longest time, I've always wanted to be a content creator, and I grew up watching a bunch of bloggers and YouTubers online, and I always was obsessed with their lifestyle. I was always obsessed with just all of the PR that they got, the experiences that they were able to have, and just the freedom of being able to work with brands and also live their dream life. So from that day, I always just made it my mission to try to work towards that dream even as I got older, and that's exactly what I did. On the exact month that I graduated high school, I decided to start a blog, and I started taking social media seriously, and since then it has been history. I've been able to turn it into a business that I never thought that I would be able to. I've been able to work with my dream brands. I get PR every week, and I truly am just living my dream life. But I want to share the tips back with you guys on how I was able to do this, how I was able to turn just a dream and an idea that I had from middle school now into a 6-figure business. I've really enjoyed all of the things and experiences and brands that I've worked with, so I just want to share it back with you guys. So these are 6 tips that will help you if you are looking to branch into content creation or influencing. Tip number 1, which is probably the most important tip, is to take it seriously from day one. And the reason why I say this is because this honestly applies to anything it is that you want to do in life. Whatever it is that you want to take seriously, I highly recommend just taking it seriously from day one, whether it is a hobby or a passion project, because as soon as you tell your mind, like, I'm going to take this seriously, I'm going to be for real about this, your entire mindset really reprograms, and you're like, okay, like, we're actually going to do everything we can to make this happen. And that's exactly what it was like for me. I graduated high school in June 2020, and that exact month, I decided that I was going to launch a blog, and I was also going to start taking my social media seriously. As I told you guys in the intro, I was obsessed with following other bloggers and other content creators and YouTubers, and I was like, I can't believe that people are living this life and it's not too late. And honestly, better late than never. I never wanted to live with that regret of what if I would have tried this or what if I would have done this. I really wanted to just stick it out and see what could happen. And also, since this was during the pandemic, people weren't really doing anything. We weren't out that much, and I had so much free time on my hands that I was listening to all of these podcasts, and I was really just getting into the nitty-gritty of social media. And it was actually in March 2020 that I found this podcast called How I Built This, and that immediately changed the entire trajectory of my life. That really is what got me into the whole business entrepreneurial world. I started listening to the backstories and just the backgrounds in general of all of these entrepreneurs and female founders, and I just became obsessed with how they had this problem, they found a solution, and they put it out there in the world. Because as simple as it is, that really is what entrepreneurship is, and then they all go on their own journey to get it out there into the world and to make it really big and well known. And that is a journey that I honestly really wanted to go on. And so even though I started off with the blog that may not seem really big, I knew that that would just be the stepping stones toward the rest of my life and my career. And because I started a blog, I learned how to make a website, I watched a bunch of YouTube videos and tutorials, I read a bunch of articles, I had $100 saved that I gave my mom so I could use her credit card to buy the WordPress domain and website. And then before I knew it, after about 2-ish months of prepping, I released it the exact month I graduated from high school. And that was also the exact month that I started social media. And I first started on Instagram, and then I transitioned over into TikTok the following year. But learning to post on Instagram, messaging brands, emailing them, making a media kit, like doing all of those things on my own and really learning on my own just helped me so much, because many years later, now here we are, all of those skills helped me become the content creator that I am today, the business owner that I am today. It was all just those little things, those little stepping stones that paved the way for how my life ended up. But it's literally because I just took it seriously from day one, and I was like, I want to see how far this can go, so let's see if we can make this happen. Tip number 2 is do not niche down. Do not have just one niche that you stick to. Have multiple niches. If you are a content creator and you think that just because I love fashion means I need to stick to fashion, do not do that. And the reason why is because you are limiting the amount of opportunities that you are going to be able to get. So for example, when I was first starting on TikTok, I was in my freshman year of college. I was going to the Fashion Institute of Technology and I was studying fashion business management. However, at the time I was just posting fashion, like outfit of the day videos. I would literally stack shoe boxes in my room to make it as tall as a tripod because I couldn't buy a tripod at the time. So I would literally stack shoe boxes, I would do outfit of the days, and then when school finally began again in the fall, when we were able to go in person, I was now a sophomore, and so that's when I knew I would be able to introduce more lifestyle vlogs of come commute with me to school, or this is what it's like to go to fashion school in New York City, like all those kinds of things. But in the meantime, while I was just building my content out at home, it was really hard to just stick to outfit of the day videos, and I knew that I was not going to be going to college in person until the fall. And so during that spring of 2021, I decided to experiment a little bit, and I posted a video on how to become an affiliate with Pretty Little Thing. And this was weeks after posting outfit videos that were just completely tanking. They were doing so bad, they would get like 60 views, and I was just so upset because I'm like, why don't people want to see this? I'm seeing other people blow up, like what is going on? And finally, when I decided to post this video, it was simply just because I didn't really see other people at the time, because mind you, this was in 2021 and we're now in 2024. I did not see people posting videos about how they were working with brands. I just saw people posting like dancing videos and other random things, because this was still when dancing was like a really big thing. And after I posted that video, I think within like 2 or 3 weeks, it got over 300,000 views, which I was so shocked. I gained thousands of followers just within weeks of that video going up. And I was like, okay, wait, this can actually work. It was literally just because I decided to branch out into a different niche and post more transparency style videos, and that is essentially what got people to follow me, is that I was posting all of these tips and just being super transparent of this is how I worked with this brand on Instagram, and this is how I became an affiliate, and this is the exact email template that I reached out to for Drunk Elephant. Like whatever it was, I was just literally posting things that I was already doing in my personal life, which was emailing brands until like 2 in the morning, messaging brands on Instagram until Instagram blocked me and was like, you can't message people anymore for 24 hours. Like I was literally just putting those videos back out there on the internet because that is already what I was doing. And I was like, you know what, let me be the creator that can give people the opportunity to know, like, this is how you can do this, this is how you can work with this brand. But the point of that is that I decided to branch out from what I thought was going to do good. And so while I started doing all of those different videos over the years, I decided to start branching out into other industries. So now I do a little bit of tech. Like I just went to an event with Dyson a few days ago for the launch of their new headphones. I've also worked with Microsoft. I've even worked with some finance brands. Like I've really just branched out outside of what I thought was going to do good and what I used to post on TikTok, because you just get so many more opportunities when you get to work with other brands. You get to expand your portfolio, and it's kind of like when you get new jobs, like you don't really want to stay in the same industry your whole life. If you want to learn more, you want to branch out into different industries and see what you can learn, what you can get, new people you can meet. And I feel like the same thing applies with social media. If you stay in one corner of the internet your whole life, it can be really hard to learn about other industries, and you may not get the chance to explore new audiences. Tip number 3 is write ideas down and execute them very quickly. So if you have an idea, whether you are driving and you pull over and write it down, or you're in the shower and you're having those shower thoughts, whatever it is, just write every single idea down and then execute it quickly. And even if you can't film the video right away, or you can't make the piece of content right away, I still recommend having either something on your phone like the Notes app, or using some sort of application like Asana or Notion to keep track of your content ideas. And the reason why I say execute quickly is because you never know if that video is going to do well. I've had so many videos sitting in my drafts that I didn't think were going to do well, and then as soon as I posted them, within like a few days, the algorithm started picking it up. And I'll give you guys an example. I was filming a bunch of content one day in my dining room, and after I was done filming like 4 or 5 videos, I was about to leave and go back down to my room, but I had my wallet out and I was like, you know what, let me make a video on some of the credit cards that I have. I'm 21, I'm in college, and maybe people will benefit from this. And so I quickly took out my cards from my wallet. I covered up the numbers with the Metro card, and I was like, these are 3 credit cards that I have at 21 years old. I broke down the benefits of it, how I got it, a little bit about my credit score, and then some of the benefits, pros and cons of having the cards. And guys, within a few weeks, this video picked up so much, and to this day I think it has like 1.6 million views. But I'm telling you, I have so much engagement that I still get on that video to this day. And mind you, I filmed this last summer and I still get comments of people asking asking me questions on that video. That one video has landed me so many partnerships and brand deals in the finance space just because I posted that. And I guess if any brands or PR people were searching for finance creators based on my hashtags or based on the popularity of my video, that is just what has stood out to some brands, and they've reached out to me because of it and said, hey, we want something similar to this, let's work together. And I'm telling you, like, I was not even gonna film that video. I was literally about to go down to my room, but I was like, you know what, I thought of the idea. I was like, let me just film and execute it and post it and see what happens. And that did so well, and in turn, so many rewards and opportunities came into my life because of that one video. And the power of social media to do that is absolutely insane. Like, the fact that one video you post can give you different opportunities and pay you in return for an idea that you simply had, I think is just phenomenal. And that's what I really love as well about the generation that we live in, is that so many opportunities are really at our fingertips. It's just about learning how to be creative and like open those doors to see where you can get. Tip number 4 is learn when it is time to pivot. And the reason why I say this is because it takes me back to the other tip that I mentioned in the beginning of this video, which is that I realized fashion videos weren't doing well. So I decided, let me try another kind of video idea, see what happens. And that actually ended up performing very, very well. So I'm telling you, know when some videos are doing well and when some niches are just not working anymore, and try something new. And this doesn't mean that you have to completely leave that industry, but you can just dip your feet into some other ones and see how it works. For me, I was posting fashion videos and lifestyle videos and hauls and skincare. I was doing all those beauty related things for a while until one day I decided, let me break a little bit into the finance and tech space. And it has been so amazing ever since I tried doing that. I obviously don't know that much about that entire world, but what I do know and what I do learn, I like to share that back online. But knowing when it's time to pivot is so essential, because your videos, your engagement, like everything it is that you post online can really be affected if you're not taking advantage of new things that are out there. Obviously, you can still post or still create the same things that you're doing, but it doesn't hurt to just try to dip your feet into different industries. This can also apply when it comes to entrepreneurship, and I've seen so many business owners, specifically the ones on Shark Tank, talk about know when it's time to pivot. Know when one thing isn't working and then you need to move on to the next, because that can really affect like the majority of your business. You want to know when something is working and when something isn't, and then knowing how to move around. Tip number 5 is keep posting even if you are seeing low views, and do not expect immediate gratification. I have around 40,000 followers on TikTok. I still love posting every single day, even if I get like 500 views, even if I get 30 likes on an Instagram photo. I love to just put content out there regardless of the views, regardless of how well it does, because you never know if a brand or someone out there who's scrolling through social media is going to see your video and then they're going to want to work together. And the same thing applies with these low views. Like, just because you're seeing those low numbers, do not expect that immediate gratification. And the reason why is because you're just setting yourself up for failure, kind of, if you are expecting every video to do well and then you get upset because it doesn't do well, and then you film another video and then it also tanks. Like, do not expect every single video to pop off, because if I'm being honest, it's always going to be that one video or that one piece of content that you are like, this absolutely sucks, it's not going to do well, and then it's the one that literally pops off. Again, bringing up my credit card video, I had no plans to film that. I simply just thought of the idea while I was sitting down, and I was like, you know what, let me try it. Posted it, and it did so well and brought me opportunities. But I'm telling you, like, I did not have that planned, and sometimes those are when the best ideas and the best things happen, is when they're completely unplanned. And so keep posting even if you're seeing low views. Don't compare yourself to other people. There are so many creators that I see started social media after me and just completely like went up and have done so well, and then there's others who have been posting for years and still haven't gotten that insane engagement, still haven't gotten that insane amount of followers. But I'm telling you, like, that shouldn't matter to you, because it's really about the content and the quality of what you're putting out there. And again, same thing with business. Don't compare your business or whatever it is that you're putting out there to other entrepreneurs or other people out there, because everything really takes time. Everything is really happening when it's meant to. And again, there's this quote that I say in a lot of my videos, which is that just because it's taking time doesn't mean it's not happening or it's not working. So really just keep working, keep pushing, keep putting your content out there, and just know that one day you're going to reap the rewards of it. Everything is going to make sense, but you really really just have to push through those hard times, because low views doesn't mean that people aren't getting anything out of your videos. Low views doesn't mean that people aren't liking what you're posting. You can honestly be getting 200 views and be educating those 200 people. Like, imagine 200 people in a room and they all watched your video. Like, that's a lot of people. So do not disregard that amount of views, even if it's low to you. The last tip, which is tip number 6, is apply for campaigns on influencer platforms and apps. This is my biggest tip. This is something that I always say on TikTok, on Instagram, on anywhere that you can imagine. This is my biggest thing. Like, if you are a content creator and you are not taking advantage of influencer platforms and apps, you guys need to get on it. It is free to sign up, and I'm going to leave a list of my favorite ones on the screen. But essentially, this is where the money is. This is where the partnerships and the brands are. A lot of brands, for example, really big $1 million ones, don't have the time to find different creators one by one, and sometimes their social media or partnership team isn't big enough to look for creators, so they go to agencies that already have a database of like 50,000 or less, or even more, of members in their community, and they reach out to this agency, they pay them, and they say, listen, this is the partnership that we're looking to do. We need 10 creators who live in these states, or we just need 10 creators to do this opportunity for us. This is how much we're going to pay them. This is what we're going to send them in terms of product. We just need you to go out and now find those creators and bring them to us, present why these would be good for us, and then let's work together. These influencer agencies are the middleman between partnership opportunities and the brands. So that is actually why I decided to start my own called Valdez Agency. I've talked about it in my previous videos, but my company, which is Valdez Agency, is a media company. However, we have an influencer branch, and through that branch, we bring opportunities to creators. So earlier this year, back in the spring, we were able to partner with Pandora, and we picked 10 influencers from our community to receive a Pandora necklace, and they were able to create really amazing content, but it was through Valdez Agency that they got the opportunity to do that. And so that is why I also decided to build my own. I know what it's like to not have the chance to work with your dream brands. I know what it's like to be frustrated that certain people are getting the same opportunities, and so I was like, I want to create my own branch, my own influencer company, in which I can give creators and creatives and people in general any kind of opportunity that they want. So if you guys want to be a creator with Valdez Agency, I highly recommend signing up. You can go to thevaldezagency.com, and again, all of the influencer apps and platforms that I mentioned on the screen are amazing. I've worked with them personally. I've gotten such amazing opportunities, from being able to work with Microsoft to Kate Spade New York, all of these different companies. It's amazing, and so I highly recommend doing that. And again, that is really just one of the easiest ways to work with brands and make money, because all of these brands already have the clients, they already have the brands that they're working with that want to work with creators. All you have to do is just sign up. That is all for today's video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. These are some of the tips that have been really helpful for me when it comes to starting on social media, being a content creator, etc. It's really hard in the beginning, but once you guys get to that point where you just have brands flooding your inbox that they want to work with you, and you see that money rolling into your bank account, and you start going to influencer events and just living your dream, you are going to be so happy that you put all of that hard work in the beginning. So again, thank you guys for watching, and I hope that this was really helpful, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.